Hey everybody, Dr. Hess here from pdmom.com, website coming soon. This is the PDMom tip of the day. Strangers, the word strangers and why we shouldn't be using it when discussing safety issues with our kids. So why do we use it? It's a long running term. Stranger danger, don't talk to strangers. When we say that to our kids, it helps us feel like we're giving them useful information, like we are giving them something that they can follow, a rule that they can follow, when in reality it doesn't really mean much. For kids, it just it leaves a lot of things for them to question, and also puts them sometimes even in harm's way if they're told not to talk to strangers. So just to back up just a little bit, a lot of why we as parents use that kind of term is we're worried about our kids' safety, obviously. And it's very easy to say that strangers are the ones that we fear, and strangers are the ones that are more likely to hurt our kids, which actually, unfortunately, is not the truth. So just some numbers for you to kind of get a grasp on the picture as a whole. 1 in 4 girls less than 18 are going to be sexually assaulted. And that actually is even worse at 1 in 3 women in their entire lifetime. So 1 in 4 less than 18 and 1 in 3 in their lifetime are going to be sexually assaulted. 59% of the perpetrators in those situations are within the family. Not meaning just immediate family, but extended family nonetheless. 37% of those are acquaintances, so people the kids know, coaches, teachers, clergymen, friends, neighbors, friends' parents, but they're people that they know, not strangers. Only 4%, a small 4% of those perpetrators are actually strangers. So that's just kind of to give you a very scary view of it, but a true view of it. So when we talk about avoid strangers, don't talk to strangers, I think it helps us as parents feel better, but it doesn't really give our kids any information. So what we should actually be doing is talking to our kids more about good people and bad people, because there are good strangers and there are bad strangers, right? There are also good friends, good family members, bad family members, but even more so, it's more about the behavior themselves as opposed to the actual person itself. To back up just a little bit too, if you use the term like don't talk to strangers and kind of go along with the whole stranger danger, it puts the kids in a very difficult situation when they are lost, hurt, need some help from somebody. And if mom and dad told them to not talk to strangers, what are they supposed to do when they're in a place lost, surrounded only by strangers? So it makes more sense to kind of talk about people that they can trust, people that they can go to, as opposed to just labeling it strangers. Kids are much smarter than we think that they are. We think we need to give them lots of black and white, strangers, not strangers, good, bad, but they understand a lot more than we give them credit for. And so talk them through that. Go through scenarios. Talk about how if you are out and about, there are certain strangers that might be important to go and talk to. Police officers, security guards, one of my favorites that I talk with my daughter all the time, a mom with kids. There's lots of kind of variability here, and it's important to give the kids options so that when they are in a tough situation, they don't just freeze and they can kind of think their way through it based on your conversations. Also, something that I just wanted to throw in here isn't completely stranger danger type-ish conversation, is just about boundaries for those particular kids to help them understand too, strangers or family members, good and bad, how I'm winging this, so bear with me. how they need to and should feel comfortable with their particular boundaries with strangers and with not strangers. I probably should make that its own safety tip of the day, kids' boundaries. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it its own safety tip of the day because it's bigger than what I think I can squeeze into this one. So this one, specifically strangers, try not to use that word. Try to talk more through the specific scenarios, what strangers can be actually good to talk to, why they're good to talk to them, which strangers they should be comfortable talking to in an emergency, who they should feel comfortable approaching, and maybe who they shouldn't feel comfortable approaching, or approaching them, who they should not feel comfortable when they approach them, that kind of stuff. You talk through scenarios as opposed to just labeling it. Okay, so I know this is kind of an odd time. A lot of you guys aren't out there and listening to the live videos right now. But please, if you have specific questions or scenarios that you might think, hey, my kid said this or this situation came up, what should I say to them? What words should I use? How should I approach this? Make sure you comment on it because I can always go back and we can kind of talk it through during another scenario, during another Facebook Live video. And I can kind of help guide you through that or find people who can. Okay, so that was the PD Mom safety tip of the day. Let me know what you think. Comment on that little section right there. Keep an eye out for pdmom.com, which is coming soon. We're working really, really hard on getting it out. Hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye.